Hello coders, this is Caro and I'm a video software engineer at Canva. In this video I'm going to show you what my work week as a team lead in the video group looks like. I'll play some clips from the Sydney office, we will talk to a couple of other Canvanauts on camera, I'll talk briefly about our clubs and diversity initiatives, and mainly I will take you step by step through every day of the week and explain what kind of work I'm doing, how much time I spend coding, planning strategy, projects and coaching. Let's get to it! I start my week the same way I start my everyday. I catch up on emails, Slack messages, I review any pull requests assigned to me the previous day. Usually it takes me around half an hour, and then I take another hour or so organizing and planning the day. I use the default Notes app available on Mac and I make 3 categories: to do, done, and later. Then I prioritize any requests I get via email or Slack and add any other responsibilities and tasks. For example, preparing agenda, notes or questions for upcoming meetings, reading through my notes from previous meetings or coaching sessions, and generally bringing structure to my day. I tend to do that at home, even if I plan to work from the office that day. It's just an effective way for me to gradually ease myself into the day, and I also like to do it uninterrupted and in a quiet environment. As you can see, this Monday the weather was amazing, so I spent the whole morning in my backyard. My first meeting that day was a project kickoff with my intern at 10 a.m. I left my apartment around 10 minutes beforehand as I live very close to the office. On the way from my place to the current Canva office, I passed the original office I mentioned in my previous videos, the one with a climbing wall, that is now occupied by safety culture. Here you can see me unlocking the doors using my phone. This is how we access different workspaces, lifts, mailroom, gym and rooftop. With everyone preferring more of a hybrid style of work right now, we don't really have assigned seats, but we tend to sit in the areas designed for our groups and teams before the pandemic. You can see how empty the office is right now, with only the interns occupying a single row of desks. I had a 2-hour project kickoff with Mia where we discussed the project itself, planned milestones and measures of success, as well as established an agreement of how we want to work together. At 12 p.m. it was time for lunch. Canva used to have buffet-style lunches, but for safety purposes it is now pre-packed into regular and vegetarian biodegradable containers. We decided to eat at the rooftop, where I met my friends, including this guy, Ronnie, the face of YouTube tutorials about Canva. Here's a funky tradition we have. Everyone who reaches their 5 years at Canva gets their own caricature that is then hung on the rooftop bar's wall. Your current and previous teammates and all your Canva friends are included in the process of collecting ideas and embarrassing pics for that special occasion. I like having a coffee walk after lunch. Here's my personal barista Andres making me an iced latte in the cafe area on level 1. After the walk, I had some time to focus on continuing writing a design doc for the next project on my team's plate. I've been working on this document for around 2 weeks on and off, navigating the dependencies on other teams, making requests and trying to sense out some timelines. In between my work on the design doc and answering my new interns' questions, I found some time to catch up with Bautik, a very skilled machine learning and image processing research engineer. We talked about navigating cross-team and cross-time zone projects, VR, AR, graphics and so on. One of my favorite aspects of working at Canva is the people you have a chance to meet here and all the knowledge and inspiration they offer. Today is Tuesday, and Tuesday is my most packed day in terms of meetings. I have 4 1-1s with my coach and my 2 coaches and my intern. I also have an office time, which is kind of like a time where I'm just open for people to come over and ask me questions, and it's usually for my coaches and my immediate team, but like anyone can really come, and that usually goes for around an hour. I'm also figuring out a project that's a little bit tricky, and we have another meeting around that in about half an hour. I think I'm gonna take that meeting from home, and after that I'm gonna go to work and work from the office because...
Hey everyone.
Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, pretty well.
Okay, awesome.
What's the camera for?
I'm recording a weekend live.
Oh.
We usually have a planning meeting on Mondays where we look at the remaining tasks for the current project and assign them to people based on their capacity. However, as this was the first Monday in the season, it's a special day of no meetings. Because of that, we used our Tuesday office hours for the purpose of planning. Here, I'm suggesting going to my coach's favorite yogurt shop as a celebration for delivering a video filters project. Falafel for lunch. That was really tasty, especially the green dressing / salsa thingy. So it's pretty amazing to actually leave 10 minutes walk away from work, because I just got a call that I didn't expect, that the bamboos I ordered from my backyard arrived, or are arriving in 15 minutes. So I was actually quite lucky that the work's only 10 minutes away. I had to run instead of having lunch. But that's, I guess, another good thing about Canva, that you don't really have to worry about, if you get some unexpected events like this, you can just simply leave. I just said, okay, I'm gonna be back in an hour. And yeah, here are my bamboos. It's worth noting that in situations like this, you need to make sure that you notify your team, tell them what time you'll be back, ideally be available on Slack, and also make up that time later that day or week. Luckily, I left during lunchtime, so not much was happening and no one really needed me. When I came back, I spent 2 hours working on the upcoming project again. It was mostly jumping between adding more details to the design doc and connecting with stakeholders and other teams we depend on to get or pass information. After that, I had my series of 4 one-on-one meetings with my team. I discussed my coaches' progress towards their goals and troubleshoot any issues they might have had. Here's Mia talking about her intern project.
I am an intern. I'm a front-end intern, but I'm not doing front-end.
What are you doing?
I'm using facial recognition and graphics programming to do face filters for recording studio.
Nice. Are we gonna be better than Snapchat?
100% better.
So I just had a one-on-one with my coach, and usually in those meetings we talk a lot about how the projects are going, how the team is going, if I have any problems that I need him to help me solve, or really generic questions. We rarely talk about details of projects, but this is what actually happened today. So I'm working on a project that's a little bit of a last-minute priority, and we have to figure out some architectural decisions. And as he's working at Canva, he's actually one of the first Canva employees, so he has much more experience around that. So we were just kind of brainstorming together, me bringing the knowledge of, video processing, filtering, and graphics programming, and then him bringing all of the context of, Canva and how things work, and then how we can actually make things more extendable in the future. So we spent around an hour talking about that, and yeah, that was a pretty good meeting. So I'm just on my way for a mixed futsal competition with Canva people. Our team is called Canva, and so currently we have 3 competitions going on. There is a Friday one, which is outdoor futsal women's, and so far we lost all 5 games we had. So I'm really hoping to win today. Then there's another one on Wednesdays, which is just a casual soccer. So the Wednesday one, it's not a competition, it's just a social game with just Canva people, and we don't even count scores. Hello, Misha. How are you feeling about today's game?
Super excited to return back to the game.
I need to get ready to crush the other team.
Who is the other team?
I have no idea.
Hello, Kieran. How many goals are you going to save today?
Hopefully I won't need to save any.
James, how do you feel about winning this game?
I feel like a winner.
Maggie, how do you feel?
Amazing, sweaty.
How do you like working at Canva?
I love it. Comes with so many perks, like playing soccer for free.
Hello, Captain. How do you feel about winning today?
Well, it was a game of 2 halves, We had a really good...
Enough time.
I really thought I'd drill into the boys about, just effort and heart and, communication. And, yeah, I think that's what got us the 3 points today. Back to you, Caro.
Today is Wednesday, and I was supposed to stay home for the whole day because I have quite a lot of things to do that are just mostly, admin stuff. Doing performance reviews, finishing my design doc. So I work best in a quiet environment. So my idea was to stay home, then go to Canva for lunch because it's close by, then go for a walk with my intern and her buddy, and then go back home and continue working. But we just got a message. It's It's 11:40 and we just got a message that someone got COVID in the office and that we should not come because office is closed until Friday morning. So instead I'll be just ordering Vietnamese food. I actually won a UberEats voucher worth $25 from a latest video making competition. I just made a video about crypto, like a meme style, and I won in the category memes. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna go and pick it up, and I'll just stay home today and tomorrow. Here's a sneak peek of my amazing standing desk. So as you might noticed in my day in the life, my current desk doesn't have a stand-up function, so I just use this perfect height here to work from. At 10:30 a.m. I met with my immediate team on Zoom to estimate front-end tasks for the upcoming project. I provided a high-level definitions of the work with a list of user stories, task descriptions from a user perspective. For example, as a user, when applying a video filter, I can pick the intensity of that filter. Then the whole team worked on splitting them into smaller chunks and voting on how big they thought the task was relatively to other tasks. In cases of very different opinions between teammates, we would go more into detail and try to explain why we think the task is bigger or smaller. Estimations are useful to set expectations, track progress, and inform stakeholders about expected delivery dates. Unfortunately, the Vietnamese restaurant opens at 5 p.m, so I bought some Turkish pita instead. I spend the rest of my day working from my backyard. Nowadays, I spend majority of my time talking to stakeholders, preparing documentation, reviewing progress, planning future projects, coaching, and helping my team solve problems. Those tasks don't necessarily require much screen estate, so that I spend less and less time at my desk. I had a meeting with a team in Austria at 6 p.m. The project we were just estimating is a cross-group effort, with the R&D part of the team located in Vienna, which is 6 hours behind Sydney. At Canva, we are generally striving to not work outside of 9 to 5, but those in-person things are important and need to be done from time to time to ensure that all of the teams are on the same page. However, only the essential stakeholders need to attend them. I spent the whole Thursday morning with my coach preparing documentation for my Level Up application, which is basically a process each Canvanout needs to go through to get a title promotion, from junior to mid to senior or to management track. Generally, you are required to perform at the next level for a while before you get promoted to it, and the application process is just a formalized way to provide proof of the impact. The launch that day was special, and it was that one Thursday a month when Canva Women Engineers social group gets together. The purpose of CWE is to meet more female engineers in the company, get or provide advice and support in this male-dominated space. I inherited the group over 2 years ago from a colleague who was leaving Canva. Since that time, I kept organizing lunches, meetups, Q&A panels for interns, and events for International Women's Day. This year, my friend Julia joined me, and together we are planning the future of the group.
Hello, Curtis.
I had a couple of meetings after lunch, but around 2 p.m. the migraine that I woke up with got worse, and I decided to call it a day. I rescheduled my remaining meetings and spent the rest of the day resting. It's Friday, 12 p.m, and I spent the majority of my morning doing admin stuff, replying to messages. So I was sick for half a day yesterday, and I woke up to like 30 messages from 10 different people. So I was mostly just addressing that, doing some documentation, like just a lot of team lead coach stuff. So I like starting my day with just taking my computer and doing the admin stuff, but recently it started being more and more and more, and I don't know if it's the matter of being end of the year or just, a lot of different things sinking in time that I usually end up just doing that until it's like 12 and I'm like, oh, it's time to go and get some lunch, and then I realize, well, I'm still in my pajamas, so that's why wet hair, just got a shower, 12 p.m. I delivered the majority of my packages to Canva, and I just got a notification that one of the things arrived. So I'm going to pick that up, and I think on the way back I'm gonna get some lunch from Canva as well. Not staying in the office today as there's no one from my team. I will be joining in for Beers and Cheers meeting over Zoom later today. Beers and Cheers is a fortnightly meeting video group uses for announcements, newbie intros, celebrating teammates' work anniversaries, and so on. If you are in the office, this meeting is usually followed by grabbing some drinks either in the cafe on level 1 or up on the rooftop. Otherwise, we tend to play some online games for a while before welcoming the weekend. Friday evening is another futsal competition that we are participating in as a Canva team, and this one is a women's only 6x-side, futsal game. And that's my week as a team lead at Canva Video. I hope you enjoy and maybe learn something useful about working at Canva or working as a team lead. Let me know which day was your favorite and why in the comments down below. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Bye!